Hey everybody, this is Randall here, and this is going to be a video on my survival kit. Survival kit, bailout bag, bob, emergency kit, 72-hour kit, whatever you want to call it. There's a million names out there for it. But I want to do a video about it. I've showed this off to my friends and people I know before, and I have people asking about it, and I'm always saying, oh, I have to show it to you, I have to show it to you, and I never do. So what I said to do is just make a video, and then anybody ever asks me about it, I can just tell them where to go and look it up on the video. So that's that. So what this is for me is a kit for emergencies, as the name would suggest. Now I know what you think is like 72-hour kits. Those are kind of a big thing, but this is a little more than that. Although the planned idea for this is about 3 days. But as you see, so, you can buy the 72-hour kits in the stores and whatnot, and it just seems to be a bunch of MREs and a piece of junk flashlight and some band-aids, maybe a space blanket or something like that. After having looked at those, I wanted something a little more capable than that. So full disclosure here, this kit was actually inspired by Nut and Fancy's USK videos, and even a little bit by his, was it Combat Egress, maybe even. Now I say inspired by because I watched his videos and realized that I had nothing even close to that. And so I decided to put their kit. Now, as you'll see, even though I really think his kit is really good and that, but this is my own take. Now his is what he calls urban survival kit, and that's not really what I'm going for with this one. If you want to go with the firepower versus mobility idea that he talks about, this is going to lean more towards mobility than his kit. So as you can see, his is very capable and has a lot of things that this doesn't, but that is his kit, what he felt he needed, and so this is kind of my take on that and with my system and my plan. So part of my plan with this is to make it mobile. I have emergency supplies in my house for if something happens and I stay here, but this is to go with. I oftentimes have this in my truck with me when I'm on the road or whatnot. I always have it on travel, unless I'm on an airplane or anything, of course, like that. But this is to have with me no matter where I am, so that if I need it, I have it. Also, I guess technically I would live in what you would call an urban environment. I live in a city that's not that big, so if something happens, I'm not really worried about like masses of people, especially because where I live, most of them are going to be going in a different direction or anything like that. So I guess the point I'm getting at is that I've thought this out, and so I have a plan and a system, and that's why I've built this the way that I have. So now that you understand that, I can kind of show you what I got going on here. So first off, this backpack is the Voodoo Tactical Level 3 Assault Pack. The Level 3 Assault Pack pattern is one used by multiple brands. I got the Voodoo Tactical brand. I really liked its construction. I got a really sweet deal on it, so there's that. Now this isn't really a review on certain products or items. This is to give you an idea about the concept of a survival pack, survival kit. Alright, so one reason why I chose this pack is because it's organization. If you look, it has multiple pockets that are all accessible from the outside that you can zip open most of the way. So if I need to get at any one thing, I don't have to go dig and clear through and things like that. And as I open up and show you things, you'll see how I kind of have a method to my organization here. But it's a pretty small pack. One thing you'll notice if you've never actually owned one of these or seen one of these, one thing I was surprised about is how narrow it was this way, which was a little weird to get used to at first. I'm kind of a bigger guy, so it was a little narrow on my back. But I found that I actually like it because it's easy. Like it fits on my back fine. It's got really good straps. It's comfortable. Once you get it fitted, it's fine. But being narrow, it's actually easier to like just pick up and throw on my truck and carry around and things like that. It fits place better, so it works fine. I wouldn't get too wrapped up in the brand or style pack or whatever you decide to go with. But this is what I chose to go with. It is a little more tactical looking than I think Mr. Fancy tells you to do, but that's fine. Like I said, I'm not really worried about masses of people or anything like that. So first off, let me talk about what I got going on outside. As you may have saw right here, I have a knife. I have it easy to get to. I can actually reach this while wearing the pack. This is just a Schrade, the FCHF or SCHF 3 model with a wrapped handle. It's been modified a little bit, the serrations and whatnot. And what's funny is I actually have this on my kit because I actually don't like it that much. It's good. It's a thick knife. They're tough. They got great reviews. I'm not a huge fan of the serrations and whatnot. And the wrapped handle, I didn't do that. I actually got this in a trade. A guy just threw it in as a sweetener as we were trading some other things in that. But I mean, it's a good knife. It's decent. It'll do the job. And I put it on the pack because I know it'll do the job, and I'm not worried about it. So it's dedicated to this pack. Now, this has worn some other knives in the past. I've kind of switched over. I've had this kit for about 2.5 years now, and it's kind of evolved. I worked with it and used it for a while. I actually took it camping quite a few times to kind of get it ironed out. So I know what's in it, and I know what's in it works. So that's the thing. I have the use and the experience with it. Alright, so I have my knife on the outside here. It's worn some other knives, like I said. Here's an example, Glock knife. It's had that on before. I had a Cold Steel GI Tanto on it. That works fine. And you'll notice all those knives I named are decent quality, good, tough knives that are pretty cheap. So it's like once you dedicate it to the pack, you just leave it, don't mess with it, whatever. So you always got a knife on you like that. So first off, I guess let's break in. I have a few of these carabiners hanging out on the side. This one has a little light on it. I figured that would be good if I was trying to get in and out of the pack, looking around in the dark. And those are nice. Just if you got to throw something extra on there, you can lash it to that. Like I said, it's got the MOLLE. You can tie stuff to that. But yeah, let's break into it and see what I got here. So first off, this pocket right here, the most easily accessible pocket, is where I have my first aid. So this is my first aid pocket. I'll say it later, but this is where I have my bandage and whatnot. This is just a really simple, basic first aid kit. It's probably not even that great, but it's something. I'm not too worried about first aid kit. I mean, it's eventually something I want to upgrade, but the reason being that I myself am not skilled in first aid. So I don't really see any point in having a bunch of extra stuff that I don't even know how to use. I guess it would be nice if someone else was there and I was hurt and I had those things available, but like I said, that's something I'm looking at upgrading in the future, but at least I got something right now. All right. So next pocket, this is what I call my tools pocket. All right. So this is stuff that, you know, when you're on the go, you might want to get to quickly. Things that help you out with whatever situation you're in. So let me just go through these real quick. First off, this is a County-Com EOD pry bar. This is the Breacher model. It's the 8.5 in length. They run about 20 bucks. These things are awesome. And why I have it is so that I'm not tempted to use my knife as a pry bar. So I have a dedicated pry bar. It's gonna, you know, if you're trying to get in or out of a door, you know, any opening crates, any kind of prying duty you need to do, this is here. It's just for that. All right. So set that aside. Next up, I got these guys. These are one of those things that I had them. They're light. They're cheap. I figured I'd just throw it in here. I don't use them for anything. I figure if you're tying something off, you need an extra hand, whatever like that. They're there. I don't know. This is a little multi-tool kit I actually found this. So really, when you want to talk about dedicating something to your kit, like, I'm not gonna miss this because I didn't pay for it. I just found it up in the mountains. It's got some real basic tools, some hex drivers, some screwdriver bits, can opener. It even has a little blade on it. So I have that, you know. Duct tape. Duct tape is really handy. These are those small rolls you can get for a few bucks. This is the Gorilla Tape. It is super tough, super sticky. I really like this stuff. So let's move on. Flashlight. So I have the flashlight so you can get it easier. This is the Fenix E21. I picked this up for a bargain. It's good. It's bright. It's got just 2 modes, bright and not so bright. It's supposed to be dim, but it's not that dim. It's decent. It's good. But I have it in my pack because it's not my favorite. It'll get the job done. If you're going to go with Fenix, I suggest the L2D or the LD20, whatever they call it now. It has more modes, a little better. This guy's cheaper. And that's one of the reasons why I picked it up. Like I said, I got a pretty good bargain on it. But you can see it's got the 2 modes, bright and brighter. So that's kind of it. I don't even know if you can notice the difference on the camera. But it works. It's good. It's quality. It's tough. It's water resistant. Yeah, and it's part of my pack. Like I said, easy to get to. What else I got in here? Oh, another. So this is another knife. This is a Kershaw Select Fire. I got this for like 15 bucks on clearance. I liked it because it's a decent knife. It's Kershaw, and it has the toolkit on it, right? So if you want to talk about redundancy, I don't have necessarily dedicated redundancy, but I do have some redundancy built in, and that have overlapping uses on certain items. So got that guy. It's got 2 Phillips bits here and 2 flat bits over here. It's pretty handy. I thought it was pretty sweet. I thought it'd be a good place to put it in my kit. So there's that. Let's see, Gerber multi-tool. This guy is pretty good. I've used this quite a bit. I have some other multi-tools, so that's why I dedicated this guy to my survival kit. It's good. It's tough. I got it as a gift a long time ago. One thing I do like about this one, which is just slightly embarrassing, it has the jigsaw blade kit, which I don't even have one in there, so it doesn't mean a lot of good. But they're good. They're quality. They're tough. Multi-tool is just always handy. You got the pliers. You got the different bits. One thing I like about this is you got the scissors too. Another blade on there. So I don't even think I need to go into why you need a multi-tool in a survival kit. It kind of explains itself. Yeah, I mean, I own Leathermans. I own other ones. They're all pretty good. Marker. Why do I have this? To leave notes behind of where the heck I'm at. And actually, if you, I don't know if you notice up in here before I put this guy away. This way. I don't know so you can see all that. I had sticky notes. Boom, sticky notes. Hey, I'm at the place. There you go. I'm gonna mark it right on. So there you go. There's those things. So this is still out of that same pocket I'm working with, my tools pocket. So right here, some stormproof matches. One thing you'll notice, I have multiple ways in here starting fires. I picked these up for a couple bucks, whatever. They're matches. I live in an area that has pretty harsh winters, so fire is definitely a big deal. The funny thing is though, fire isn't necessarily part of my kit as far as cooking as it is just keeping warm. And we'll get into that more of that later. But so matches, I got some fat wood and some wax impregnated hemp right here in a baggie to keep dry, help fire starters. I also have a Swedish Fire still. Had this for a while. This thing works awesome, shoots sparks like a beast, with a magnesium rod on there. So that thing works awesome. Here, some extra batteries for the flashlight. That thing is focusing. Boom. And last but not least is my stove. Boom. Like I said, this is what I use to cook my meals on. I picked this guy up. These are pretty. You can get them around 10 bucks at any of your outdoor stores. This is a Esbit, one of those German style stoves. How it works is you just set it down, you open it up about like that. You can set, I'll show you later, I have a canteen cup I throw on there, and there's the fuel cubes. I just stick them inside for storage. I got 5 in there, is all I was able to fit. It works, it's easy, it's compact. What I do with this is I boil 2 cups of water, and I have some Mountain Houses. I'll get into that. So that's just to, like I said, to make my food. I want to show you another. This is what I used to have in there for my stove. My buddy made this for me. This thing is awesome. And in fact, I like it so much, I took it out of my survival kit and put it in my normal camping stuff. I run it off of this, and I also can run off of denatured alcohol. But that's just to give you an example. I think somebody's commercially making something like this now. They're super light, super simple. But like I said, I stuck this in my regular camping kit to use there. But like I said, as an example of something you could have. So, continue on. So that concludes my tools pouch pocket. Alright, so let me go on. I showed you my first aid, my tool pocket. So the next pocket I have is my foods pocket. Alright, so that's this section. I just realized that's probably upside down to you. So that's this section here. Or this one. Boom. So this is where I keep my foods at. So what do I got to eat? Some of these, so I have a few of these in here stashed around various places. Do the Bridgeford shelf-stable sandwiches. They go by a couple different names. These things are pretty rad, just because, as you can see right there, Best by August 2016. I've had this in here for about 6 months, and it's 2014 right now. So 2 more years, I don't have to worry about this thing. I ate one just to see what it tastes like. Let's see, this one's the Italian style. I think I ate like a pulled pork or something like that. They're decent. They're good. They're not amazing, but they'll keep you alive. So I got that. It's a, oh man, let me look at this. 300 calories. Pretty good for one stinking sandwich. I got a couple of Mountain Houses in here. These 2-person serving ones. Like these, like I said, heat up that water, throw it in the pouch, got me a Mountain House. So I got 2 of these in here. Speaking of water, I have, boom, my water. So I have these pouches. These are actually pretty sweet because these pouches are really tough. You can kind of stick them and pack them anywhere. This is Park City Ice Water Company. I actually think they're out of business, which is kind of a bummer. I picked up like 3 boxes of these that had like 20 something in it each. So I have a lot of these around. And these, they're like a spring mineral water. They do taste a little funky, but I use them for my cooking. So that's why I have these ones in my food pouches. Is one of these is your 2 cups of water to make your Mountain House. So like I said, 2 of these for my 2 Mountain Houses. Threw some sardines in there. Why? They're cheap, they're easy. You don't even have to heat them up, just eat them. They're $1. And my canteen cup. So I use that with my stove to make my food. Alright, what else I got here? I don't know, I got another one of these. I just like having these around. It's cheap, easy, protein. Alright, so what else I got here? Some on-the-go foods, a few power bars, some Cliff bars, another power bar, and more canned fish. Yeah, I like the canned fish. Like I said, it's cheap, it's easy, it's protein. Alright, so, and then eating my grub, I got my Light My Fire spork. These are cheap, these are nice. I like it because it's simple. I mean, you can put a full silverware kit in there and that's fine. It's not a lot of weight, but I just like it because it's my one thing, you know. Grab it, it's there, I got it. Let's see what else I got in here. Oh, and last but not least, what is this, P38, P50 something, I don't remember what they're called. These little military issue can openers. I love these things, they're cheap. Why do I have it? I don't have any cans here that need to be opened, but if you run into a can that needs to be opened, there you go. You always want to be able to access free grub. So let's see if I can get that to focus. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these. They're pretty rad. Pop open like that. I actually got to the point where I could open up cans just as fast as a regular can opener with one of these. But I suggest having 1 or 2 or 5 of those. Alright, so that concludes my foods pouch. Alright. This is a mess. Alright, so there's my foods. Now let me go on to the big pouch, and this is my shelter, housing, life pouch. Alright, you can see here I got a couple more of those sandwiches in there just to have them. Alright, so let's go through this. 550 cord. I think this is 100 feet. Some handkerchiefs, just cause these things are awesome. They're cheap. You can use them for a lot of stuff. Tying things off. You can use them even if it's dusty as a face mask. I know maybe not be as good as a filter. You can use it as a sweatband. I mean, you know what they are. You know how to use them. I got a couple of those there, camouflage in case I want to be sneaky. A hat, just in case. You know, I got this for a couple bucks. It's just nice to have. Now one thing, I don't know if this is cool or not, but I kind of like this hat because it has a little symbol on the front. I don't even know what the heck it is. Yeah, and it's a black hat. So one thing, besides the obvious, you know, protection from the sun and weather and whatnot, I think if you're in an emergency situation with a lot of people, and you are wearing a hat like that, and you act like you know what you're doing, people will think you do and just roll with it. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, if you need to take control of a situation and you're directing people around, like, you know, just having a simple hat makes you look like you know what you're doing, and people are gonna, you know, follow your lead. If that's something you want to do. If nothing else, it's a hat. It protects you from the sun and the weather. I got me some gloves. These are just some simple leather. They're Thinsulate, so they're pretty good in the weather. They pack down pretty simple, you know, real basic gloves. Keep you warm. Got a couple of gauze pads, you know, a little bit extra first aid just in case. Wool socks, in case it's cold. If you're hoofing it up in the mountains, which is kind of what this pack is meant for, and your feet get wet, it's going to be nice to have some wool socks. And here is my water. So there's a couple liters of water. I got 2 of these in here. Boom. Now, I know what you're thinking. You know, I haven't actually done like a full calorie count to make sure that this is enough, you know, your 6,000 calories of your 2,000 calories a day allotment for food. I'm not too worried about it. I know it's enough food to keep me alive for 3 days. I know, you know, maybe you're be a little hungry, but I know it's, you know, I'm going to be fine. So I would rather trade off a little bit of food for a lot more capability on some other things. Besides that, food is something, if you know what you're doing, you can source, you know, depending on your skill level. What's next? I got some camp suds. Clean it up. I love this stuff because, let me see what I got in there. Because it works in cold water like normal soap does in warm water. If you've ever used it, I know what you're thinking. It's supposed to be green. Yeah, I left it outside for a while and it turned yellow. But this stuff is great. It's, you know, keep yourself clean. Like I said, you don't need the hot water. So, and my shelter, my Adventure Medical Kits Bivy. This is the that's the model Thermalite 2.0. I don't even know if they have that. Since then, they've actually changed their name to the SOL or whatever. Same company, same stuff. They make some great stuff. I definitely look into them. They seem to know what they're doing. But yeah, you got your bivy, and what this is. If you don't know what this is, it's basically like a space blanket on steroids. What I like about it is it's not super loud and plasticky sounding like your space blankets. It's a lot tougher, reusable, and it packs up this small. I'm a big dude and I fit in this thing. I've actually used it out camping a few times. More times than not, I've had to open it up because it's too hot. But there you go, I got that to keep me warm. And then, last but not least, this is my, I'm not even going to open it, but I'll just show you what it is. Katadyn Hiker water purifying kit. I got this for like half price. This is the only water purifier I own, but seeing that I don't use one all that often, I just decided to store it in my emergency kit. So this is something I will raid once in a while if I'm going to do a hike where I know I need a water filter, but I figure a good place for it is here. So like I said, 2 liters may not be enough for 3 days. I mean, it'll probably keep you alive. I have this water here too, but this guy will make sure that I can get water wherever I go. So there's my kit. There's all my stuff, right? But as I said, this kit is part of a plan, part of a system. So basically my plan with this kit, like I said, is to be on the go. I'm going to take it and I'm going to head to the mountains because I live really close to the mountains. If I decide that that's the appropriate action I need to take. Like I said, I've camped with this thing. I've had it up in the mountains before. I've used everything in it, and I know that it works. Now, like I said before, winters get pretty harsh up here. I'm working on a secondary kit that I'm going to call my winter supplemental. It's going to have a little bit of extra shelter in it to keep me warm. And the idea with that is that it's going to be half empty. It's basically a frame pack, and if it's winter and I decide I need it, I'm just going to throw this in the top of it and go. But yeah, so there's my kit. If you got any comments and questions, just let me know. I can go over things individually if you want. But like I said, this isn't a gear review. All these items I have here are good. They're good enough that I trust them, and I've used them all. And so I think that's one big thing. It's like it's easier to throw together an emergency kit and feel like you have it covered. But one thing I can say about this kit is that I've had it in the mountains. I've used it. I've camped out of it. I've never been in an actual survival situation where it was necessary, but I wanted to get the experience with the kit so that I'd have everything ironed out. Now what's funny about that is that I don't necessarily consider this kit finished. Like I said, I have a lot of good stuff in here. And all said and done, this weighs about 20 pounds, roughly, which is nice. It's 20 pounds is nothing when you're hiking. You can go a long ways with that. But I mean, my plan isn't to go super deep up there. It's just to kind of get away from if there's chaos or danger, anything like that. Just get up there and out. Or if I'm on the road, if I'm out there and I have this in my truck and I need it, it's there. No kit is perfect. This is definitely not a perfect kit, but I have it and I have something, and I think that's the important part. Yeah, I mean the little 72-hour kits you get at Walmart are decent, whatever. It's there, but this I built myself. I've used it, and it works great. So yeah, there's my emergency kit. Thanks for watching.